Ini kamera apa dia tadi? Because if I want to show, okay, I will show you the course outline. Now this is the course outline. You have, of course, quite a number of pages. Not necessarily we are going to discuss everything. I will put this on the, online for you to refer. But there are a few things, important things that I would like to mention. Okay, number one, we know this is a core course, right? Everybody in the department, if you are taking a Bachelor of Economics program, you have to take the course. This is required. The prerequisite is principles of macro, principle of micro. So these are two things. Principle, ni spelling salah ni. Ya, dia LE bukannya principle, dia principle. Principles of micro, ni principle ni. Oh, I think spelling mistake. I don't know why they do that. Okay, this is the learning outcome. You don't have to go through, don't waste your time, doing all these things. Probably what you can do is just to look at the outcome here, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are the things, the knowledge that you acquire after we completed the course. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the basic, okay, the basic outcome that you are expected to know. Of course, some will know better than the others. If you get an A, probably we know better than someone who get a B, all right? So this is just possible outcome that we are expected to acquire, after we completed the course. All right, so you can go home, read this. Okay, and then the assessment. Assessment, there are a few types of assessment. Number one, assignment. Assignment, even though we can do this assignment individually, but I think before you do it in group of 2 people, not many people, group of 2 people, so that there will be some soft skill that we can acquire from a discussion and a group, working by group. Then you have a quiz, probably 1 quiz or 2 quizzes, 10%. And then the midterm test will be 30% and the final 50%. So that will be the assessment and the weightage, total 100%. Okay, all right. Any questions about the assessment? Okay, good. Ni student learning time ni, you don't have to worry. Everybody has a different capacity, different capability. Some may need to read more. Some may acquire, the understanding with a lower amount of time, with a smaller amount of time. And some of us may require a longer period of time. So this is variable, all right, from student to student. So don't follow this, Probably the teaching hours too constant because we have the number of periods. But in terms of your study time, don't worry, that is different for different people. Okay. Textbook. Kita tengok textbook. We go to the textbook and then we go to the coverage. Now, textbook I use is Hyman. I do not know whether they have a later edition, but you can check online. But the one that I'm using now is the 11th edition. The one that I put in the outline is 10, but now we have 11. So 11 and 10, I don't think there's much difference. So this is our main book. We just use one book. Satu buku pun susah nak baca. So one book is enough. But if you want to refer to some other books, you can go to the library. There are a few books available. One is this one, Rosen, and then another popular Bruce. But there are other authors, you can always. And then for the Islamic part, I don't know whether I'm going to refer to this, but I'll give you a few articles. Okay, we're going to look at a few articles of the Islamic perspective that are relevant to the things that we learn, and that will be the Islamic perspective. But they put here this book. This is for your reading. Okay, for reading if you have time. And coverage. Okay, as we go. Any comment? Anything? If you have a question or comment, just say it out. Anything? Okay, all right. Now, in terms of coverage, you have here the chapter. No, the chapter, the topic. Chapter. This week number, but don't worry about the week number. We just worry about the topic. Okay, you have first introduction. I think this will be chapter 1. And then you have a second topic. This is the role of government, the second topic. Second topic, third topic, fourth. Okay, 1, public good political process, and then cost benefit. This is on the role of government. So the first 3 topics, the externality, okay, public good, and this one here is basically on the role of the government. Now, cost benefit analysis, normally we don't do. Okay, if we have time, we may do it at the end of the semester, but I don't think we are able to do it given the time constraint. Okay, the next topic is on the financing of the government. So this will be our next topic. We are going to discuss about the finance of the government and its effect on the tax on the market, the consumers and the firm. And then you have the budget balance, and again the taxation, the effect of taxation on the economy. And then you have the income tax. Okay, so this is more of the financing side of the government. Right? So you have taxation. First type of tax that we will consider is the excise tax, the sales tax, the kind of tax that you go to McDonald's, you pay. When you buy a burger, you pay the tax, the type of tax. And then you have the effect of the tax on us, And then this is the income tax. You have the income tax, and then that is one topic, one topic. And then you have another role of the government that is on the redistribution of income. So we call it public expenditure. It's not necessarily public expenditure. This is more of the income redistribution. You have here the subsidies, transfer of income, government welfare programs, government aid, So that would be the topic, and the last topic. So essentially, what we are going to do here is we're going to understand what government is. That is the introduction. And then second, what do government do? Right? So that is the role of the government. So when the government plays the role, they need financing, they need resources, okay? They need revenue in order to do the activities, do this public good and externalities. And how do they get the good? They get the good from the taxation. So you have, basically introduction to the government, what is government? And then what do government do? Okay, that's the role of the government. And then the financing side, right? The financing side of the government, how do the government get the revenue? So these are the two basic or important topics. And then we have the distribution of income. Okay, distribution of income is of course another role of the government to redistribute income. Okay, all right. So that would be the end of the semester. So in terms of coverage, in terms of chapters, those chapters are maybe for one topic, there will be a few chapters in the book. So the chapters will be based on Hyman book, right? This book. Okay, if you want to see the picture of the book, sekejap saya tunjuk gambar ni kalau ada. Macam mana nak pergi balik sini? Ni lah. Okay, kalau boleh tengok ni. Tu dia. Nampak? Kamera saya pun. So this is the book. Okay, but I think you can get this book online. Okay, benda ni dah available online. You Google, probably you have the book. Macam mana nak pergi balik ke ni? Ke Zoom meeting ni? Okay. Tak payahlah. Oh, tak apa. Jadi kita okay. Can you see the picture dekat kamera saya tu? Nampak tak?
Yes.
Tapi terbalik lah. Itulah. Saya punya kamera ni kalau tu dia tak terbalik. Terbalik kot habis. So, benda ni, buku ni. Okay, so this is the book. This is the 11th edition. Something like this. But for us, maybe paperback. Okay, so that is our outline. Our outline in terms of coverage. Okay, next, what we will be doing is that we will have assignments. Okay, assignment, like I said here earlier, there will be group assignment. Two people group. If our number of students kat sini odd, okay, odd number, then the last student seorang je lah. Alright. So, but you can discuss. The most important thing is discussion. Okay, discussion with your friends. So even though, okay, supposedly the odd number lah kan, one of you is doing it by yourself, but I encourage you to discuss with your friend. Discussion is important because by discussion, okay, we acquire which is the soft skill, as recommended by the university or the kuliah, the soft skill. So number one, okay, the homework or the assignment. The assignment, group of two people. And the last person, if it is odd, okay, last person, you do it by yourself. Okay, one. So the purpose of this assignment is, of course, to encourage discussion. Okay, discussion, and then when you discuss, actually you by discussing, you can improve your understanding. You try to explain to your friend, or you ask your friend. There'll be discussion. Number one, that helps to improve understanding. Okay, understanding. Even though sometimes when you discuss, actually you don't understand. Kita paham pun entah bukan. You understand a little bit, but by trying to talk about it, you will get better. So improve. That's improve understanding. And secondly, improve our communication. So improve language. English lah, okay? Kita Melayu dah terror lah. So cakap English. Because our medium is English, that will help you. So discuss in English. And that improve our communication skill. And of course, that improve also our ability, okay? Ability to interact. So this is what you call it, interpersonal skill. Interpersonal skill. So benda-benda ni lah. All right. So this is the purpose of that assignment. Even though it seems, very trivial because you have two people. Sometimes, assignment is not that difficult. But by doing this discussion, there are purpose of this. So that is on the assignment. Again, quiz. Okay, number 2, quiz. So the quiz, we have maybe quiz or quizzes. Probably we have 1 or 2, depending on the time availability. Most of the time, for the last online, last 2 semesters, last year I didn't teach this course, but 2 years ago, the first PKP, we started on class campus 1 month. I think 1 month after that we go online. So that was really trouble. So we have only 1 quiz. So I don't know, this semester you have face-to-face, some meeting face-to-face. Probably you can make it 2. So don't worry about it. Either 1 or 2. And then number 3, your test midterm. Okay, midterm will be after the break. No, not after the break. It's about our first half is 8 weeks. Okay, our first half is 8 weeks. 8 weeks, 8 weeks. Oh yeah, after the break. 8 weeks, and then you have the 1 week break. Okay, the break, 1 week. So probably after the break will be first or second week. All right, sometime there will be a midterm. So it will be week number 9 or week number 10. Okay, right. Because, sometimes to get the things, to get a better understanding, the concept, the theories, it takes time. So by the 9 or 8 weeks, okay. And then lastly, our final exam. This one comprehensive. Okay, comprehensive, that means we'll cover everything from first day to the last day. Right. Okay. Anything? Any comment? Any question? Anything? Okay, good. Now, actually, this semester we have the change of the number of participants. When I teach math, I have 2 sections together. So 1 class, we have more than 60 people. All right. But this semester, 1 class, we have less than 2, about 14, 15 students. So that is some way, in some some ways better, because we'll be able to communicate easier. All right, class something. Okay, so if you have any comment or any question, just say it. Okay, say it. I don't put any on you to ask anything or to say anything. Of course, relevant to what we're talking about. All right. Okay. So that is one advantage of a small class. Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Waalaikumsalam.
Sir, is it online final exam?
A final exam? Yes.
Online final exam.
It depends. If our face-to-face face is going to the end, which is going until the end of the semester, then we will have the test face-to-face. That will depend on the COVID situation. Okay. But face-to-face. I have already online exam almost 2 years. I'm tired of this online thing. Online to me, and of course to many students as well. Because I read the survey of the students, they prefer, majority of them prefer face-to-face. I think that is more proper way of teaching and learning. Online option B, right? Because of the external happening beyond our control. Okay. Any other thing? So please find out. Okay. Next one. If I understand that properly what we are going to do this semester, this is what you call hybrid. First I just heard about this. The hybrid. Lecturing on the hybrid. Now hybrid means for us combination of face-to-face and some sort of online arrangement. Okay. Now what many people do, I ask some of the lecturers in the department, what they do is that you have 2 classes in a week, right? So you have alternate mode, okay? Alternate between face-to-face and online. So for example, if our Monday class, Wednesday class, so if Monday is face-to-face, Wednesday online. Many people do that. So now I follow other lecturers. I was thinking, either we do it alternately like this, or we go week by week. Okay, 1 week, weekly basis. 1 week face-to-face, the other week online. But I think I prefer alternate. Okay, alternate, because I don't know. I just prefer it. I don't know. I don't have a specific reason. Weekly basis, okay. But if you alternately, probably what you miss from face-to-face, you can do it online. What you miss online, you can, you can do it face-to-face. So, yeah, probably that is one advantage. Okay, do you agree with me? We do it alternately, or you want to do it?
Yes, alternate.
Yes, we agree.
All right. Okay, if you do our classroom, okay, is I think seminar room 3.4. Now I want to ask you, is everybody here in Gombak? Ke ada yang tak ada kat Gombak? Everybody balik hostel ke belum?
I'm in a hostel right now.
No, everybody are here, because in order for us to have face-to-face, you have to be available at the campus. face to face, there will be no recording. Saya pun tak pandai nak recording face to face. But if I do the class online, we have a recording. So itu advantage-nya. But face to face, that is our traditional, from zaman Nabi lagi, face to face, and people, during that time, travel thousands of miles, by camel, in the desert, just to go to learn. Okay, so when you sometimes it's not easy to get a teacher, so that is what you call it, learning. Okay, this Ramla Abdi. Okay, cakap, who are you, Ramla Abdi? Where are you now?
Yes, sir.
No, where are you? You are at home. Where is your home?
Yeah. Africa.
When are you coming back to
And
Malaysia?
So, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, I think, if I read the policy correctly, if you are not in campus, especially you are from outside Malaysia, you will have to write to the kuliah to get a special permission. Okay, you have to contact the kuliah. You have to contact the department office, and they will inform you what to do. But you need to communicate with office, right? The department office or the office, I'm not sure. But you need to inform. Okay, you need to inform, not just to inform me, but you need to inform the department and the kuliah, because this semester we are going. The kuliah is doing hybrid, so everybody has to be in. Okay, so I have one student outside, not in campus. Where are you in? Are you from Sadio Mane country, or you're from Salah country? Other people Malaysian. Okay, other people are Malaysian, right? So no problem. So I have only one student who are not able to be here, but you need to contact the kuliah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'm in China.
If you are also not in Malaysia, you need also to contact kuliah. Okay.
Okay.
You have to contact the kuliah because we're going to do hybrid, so you are going to miss the face-to-face class.
Okay.
So I do not know how to cover that up. All right. So I don't know. But I think for Malaysian students, there will be no excuse, Okay. So I have two students. Okay, what is your name? One is Ramla. Okay, the other student, what is your name?
Yes, sir.
What is your name?
Li Mingkai.
Can you write down at the chat there?
Okay. No
Yeah,
problem.
I can. Okay, Ramla. Africa, which country you are in?
Somalia.
Somalia. Oh,
Yes.
I think you should come back. Before I think both of you should return to Malaysia. Within these few weeks. Li Mingkai. Okay, but you talk to the kuliah, right? Communicate to the kuliah either through email or email, you know, then see what they have to say. Okay, all right. So that is our meeting. Apa lagi nak cakap? Attendance. Attendance. That's of course compulsory lah, you know. Now, here, compulsory. Here I have small class. So small class, it's easier to monitor attendance. So I can know, you know, who I'm not here, you know, by the minute. If we have a big class, it's quite difficult. So attendance compulsory, but of course I say compulsory, meaning by the university policy, you know, university policy, but you have to go back to the university policy of attendance. So we will abide by that. I would like people to be attending all classes, but that is just not possible. You know, we need to be absent once or twice. So you can be absent once or twice, but not in many. Okay, so that is attendance, and then class policy selalu face to face. Okay, class policy that attendance. So you come on time, okay? Either class online, class to face, face to face, come on time. In other words, our class start 11:30, so come at 11:30 lah, ataupun 11:25, right? 11:30 or earlier. Okay, all right. That's attendance. And then all right. So anything else? Anything that I miss? Today?
Sir,
Yes.
will you post course outline at Untitled?
Yeah, that is another thing. Okay. Now, this semester I can access Untitled. Okay. So Untitled is one platform for our communication. Okay, one platform for announcement. So everything, we need just to use Untitled. Untitled, so announcement I will put there. Okay, I put everything in Untitled. But sometimes, you know, Untitled is, but this semester it's easier for me to use, you know, Untitled. Very, very, very easy. Last time, susah. So last semester, you know, I use more WhatsApp. Okay, I use more WhatsApp because WhatsApp is easy for us to communicate. So probably, okay, probably we will also form WhatsApp. But kita try Untitled dulu, okay? We try Untitled, tengok macam mana. If okay, then if there is a need for WhatsApp, maybe we can do it as the semester go on. Because you have face to face, okay? You have to face to face. So maybe we don't need WhatsApp, you know. Untitled will be sufficient. But if you just make our class online, then WhatsApp will be important because it's easy for us to communicate. But this semester, tengok macam mana. So WhatsApp, it depends. So we will try first, you know, for the next 2 weeks. If there is a need for WhatsApp, we will do. If not, then come Untitled. All right. Okay. All right. Any question? Anything? So the book, okay, the book though, you can check by using online now. maybe it's available online. If you couldn't get the book online, tengok aja. You will let me know. All right. Now, if you get the book online, also let me know so that we can share with other classmates. So I put the information in iTalim. Other people also can share. Okay. All right. So that is on the introduction to the course, the basics. I think I discussed almost everything. All right. So let's let's look at the course. Okay? Let's go into the course proper. We're going to introduce the course. Just now we introduce apa tadi? Introduce the course. Did I see the course? We introduce the course generally. Now I'm going to introduce the finance course. Okay, the public finance. That is the course proper of the Econ 3450. So I will start with chapter number 1. Okay, chapter number 1, the title is individual and government. So the discussion is about government. What is government? You know, what is government? I think everybody knows government, right? Right now, government is everybody knows about government, especially in the information age. We know everything what the government do. Not everything, mostly most of the things the government do through the internet. You know, you have people talk negatively about the government, people talking positively about the government, but we know what government is. Okay, we know government. So, what is the government? From your understanding, what is government? Is it Ismail Sabri? Or is it Yang Tuan Agong? Or what is the government?
A body that handle govern country.
When you want to describe government, you don't use the word government. So the body is you know, it's a body, it's a group of people. Sometimes we call it institution, you know, because it's a systematic, you know, it's a systematic organization. That do what? It doesn't. You don't say that do government work. What do they do? Or what is it? This one you don't have to refer to the book, you know, just based on our understanding, you know, our reading, or what we see every day. What is it? So we already described the first part, right? It's the body, okay, which I add body or organization or institution. Okay, so no. Now, what else? What do they do? What do government do?
Institution which runs the country.
What?
Runs the country.
That what? Can you speak louder?
Body or institution that runs the country.
That runs the country. Okay, runs the country meaning what? If you say run the country,
and give subsidy.
What I can say, run the country that they, what do you call it? Mentadbir. Apa mentadbir? Mentadbir. That run the country, that means rule the country. and they administer the country. Okay, so that is a very broad, that runs the country. Oh, that's a good description of the government. It's a body or organization that runs the country. Okay, very good, very compact. Runs the country. So runs meaning what? Meaning you rule, you administer. What is the other word you can use? That you administer, rule. Okay. But you can go into more detail. You know, when you say run the country, there are so many things that the government do, which satisfy the word run the country. Okay, so there are so many things that the government do. Okay, somebody said what? Somebody said subsidy. So the government provides subsidy. Okay, so everybody knows what subsidy is. If you look at our country, Malaysia, there are so many subsidies. All right, education subsidy, you get subsidy. You know, you go to university, you get subsidy. You go to school, you get subsidy. And you drive a car, you get subsidy. So there are so many subsidies. Now, what else the government do?
Creating and enforcing laws.
They create law. Okay, to run the country, you need what? You need the law. You do need law. We need law and the rules, so that people can conduct their activities peacefully without fear. We have rules and laws. If you drive cars, you know, there are laws to how to drive cars, you know, how to handle, how to behave on the road, things like that. All right. When you go to shop, there are rules. You know, you cannot just steal, you know, the goods in the store, in the shop. You have to buy. Okay. So there are rules, and the rules will make the members of the society interact, you know, do economic activities with what? With confidence, you know, without fear, and you feel safe, right? So one example is that you feel safe, you know, if you go out of your house 12 midnight. Now, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe, you know, going out of your house 12 midnight, and then you don't lock your house? Do you feel safe or you don't feel safe? So even though we have rules and all these laws, but there are still what do you call it? Loophole, you know, loophole, or the side effect. Or there are people who just simply prefer to go against the rule. So if you go out at midnight, you are going to lock you're going to lock the door to your house. Why? Because you are afraid of some people come in and rob your house or steal your things. So we are still in fear, you know, a certain time. But generally, okay, generally, we feel safe. Okay? We feel safe with the rules and things that we do. I mean, the activities that we conduct every day. So that is, you know, things the government do. Of course, not all, you know, just get the idea. Now, the next one is that when the things the government do, for example, the subsidy, you know, the government provide to us. The issue is, I mean, the next question that you want to ask, where does the money come from? The government is not like us, you know, individual. that you work, you get income. Right? Government is different. So government is quite different. Now, how do the government get the money to give us subsidy or to construct? Where do they get the money from?
Tax collection.
Okay, election is another
Tax
thing.
collection.
The tax. Okay. So government ni macam ni, government. You help Ali and then you rob Ahmad. So something like that. You help people with subsidy. So where do you get the money from? You get the money from somebody else. Okay. So that's how the government do the activity finance. So that is the financing side. Okay, they do the subsidy. People happy. Why? People giving you subsidy. The government gives subsidy. We are happy. But there are other people who are not happy because the government will tax somebody else to get the money to give us subsidy. So taxation is one avenue, one very important avenue for the government to get money to do what they do. So, example they were talking about, to give a subsidy, then let's say they give Ali subsidy, 100 ringgit. So where do they get the 100 ringgit? They get 100 ringgit from Ahmad. Okay, so they go to Ahmad with, okay, give me 100 ringgit, and then Ahmad give 100 ringgit, he give to Ali. So it's like macam Robin Hood lah. Okay, so that is two phases of the government. What they do, example subsidy, and how to finance the subsidy. They will tax you. All right. Okay, that's the running part. Now the government is an organization. Now, if you look at our Malaysian government, especially from the last election tahun berapa? Tahun berapa? 2016. Is it 2016?
2018.
2018. Now is 2021 and 2022. How many prime ministers do we have? How many prime ministers? Anybody?
Three so far.
Anybody count? Berapa orang prime minister?
3.
3.
3. That's the record. If you go to our history before that, election 4 years. Every 4 years. I think from our history, from the 4-year period, we have only one prime minister. Okay, first, Tunku Abdul Rahman. After that, Tun Abdul Razak. Okay, Tun Abdul Razak was our second prime minister, and he was what is the gelaran for Tun Razak? Anybody knows? National title for Tun Abdul Razak. Almarhum Tun Razak, ayah kepada Tun. What is the title to him given by us, by the Malaysians? Tunku Abdul Rahman, Bapa Kemerdekaan. Tengku Tun Abdul Razak, Bapa apa? Bukan Bapa Tun Najib. Bapa apa? Bapa apa? Anybody knows? Bapa apa? Tun Abdul
Bapa
Razak.
Pembangunan, sir.
Tun Razak is Bapa Pembangunan. Sebenarnya bukan Bapa Pembangunan. So Tun Abdul Razak is our development father, the father of Malaysian development. So we call him Bapa Pembangunan, because at that time we are just independent. People living in poverty. We have many issues with the country. So he came up with the correct policy. Okay, one of the major policy was Felda. One of the dia punya apa ni yang brainchild Tun Razak. That's why Tun Najib, anak dia tu very attached to Felda because Felda is one of the things that Tun Razak did, to change our life. Okay, our third prime minister. Who is our third prime minister?
Hussein On.
Tun Hussein. Okay, Tun Hussein. I think didn't last for 4 years. After that, Tun Hussein ada berapa juga? Saya tak ingat. Apa Tun Hussein.
Bapa perpaduan.
Patut perpaduan lah. Because Tun Hussein nothing much, because he I thought he didn't finish 4 years. Okay, after Tun Hussein is Tun Mahathir. All right, Tun Mahathir became prime minister for many years because at the time the national was powerful and they keep on winning election. After election, I think he became the prime minister berapa tahun? Tak tahu. 20 tahun ada, 20 tahun. 5 terms or 4 terms. And he was known as father of what?
Pemodenan.
Bapa pemodenan. So Tun Mahathir, if you don't like him as he is now, because the politics like that, but during his time as the prime minister, there are so many things for the country. Don't forget that. Don't forget, he was Bapa pemodenan. Of course, there are so many problems with our country. But at the same time, his contribution, as the prime minister, is very, very important because he was there for 20 years. 20 years, So our prime ministership was stable at that time. But the last election until now, you have 3 prime ministers. So what happened? What happened to our government? Okay, first, I just share government. For us, for our country, we are democratic country. Our country is following the democracy. Okay, we are following the democracy British type. So when you have a democratic country, it's based on what? Election. All right. So political parties in our country run for election. So they go to the parliament. The party that win the election form government. So macam tu cara we form government. We form government based on election. But the last government, the last election until now, we changed 2 times. And that government is not based on the original election. Okay, it's not based on the original election. We changed government, midway. Not midway pun. Tun Mahathir jadi prime minister setahun dia. Lepas tu Tun Sri Mahyudin. Lepas tu Datuk Sri Ismail Sobri. I do not know, maybe tomorrow another prime minister coming up. All right. So now, before this, we have a stable, very stable government. But now, what happened? What happened to our government? What is happening? This is beyond what we are talking about. This is your opinion. What happened actually? Why we have 3 government, Mula-mula PH.
Jam party.
PN. Our political parties, or what do you call it? I do not know what. our political parties are very unstable. Okay, people can jump party. That's one. And number two, if you want to form government, you need what do you need from the election? Let's say dalam election ada Pakatan Harapan, Pakatan Nasional. Kita consider the first original one, okay, by the election. Now, in order to form government, if you look at the parliament, okay, in the parliament, berapa seat ada dalam parliament? Saya pun dah tak ingat dah. 222 dah. 222 kan? Now, if you want to form government, or you can form government, what is the rule for a party, katakan this coalition, PN or PH, to form government? What is the basis in terms of the number of seats? How many seats do you need to win in order for you to be able to form government? How many percent? Kita macam ni je tau. 222 divide by 2 dapat berapa? Dapat 111. Okay. So in order for you to win the election, if 111 plus 111, nobody win the election. So in order for one coalition to win the election, how many seats do they need to win? Minimum.
112.
112. So I got to win 112 versus the other one 110. All right. Now the problem, like you said here, people jump party. Okay. Katakan PH dapat ni. At the beginning, maybe they get only 125, 120 or like that. All right. Yeah. So after 1 year, the coalition is not really also that stable. Some people, boom, jump sini. So if the number of people jumping 10, dah cukup lah. Okay. 10, now your seat is 110. Yang sini jadi 120. Dah sini jadi government pula. So that was what happening. That was what happened. Okay, people jump. So I think what they need is they need a rule, not to be must not allow jumping after the election. If you want to jump before the election, because you win the election. It's not by yourself. Okay? You win the election because of the party. Of course, I know there are a few factors, but the party also play a role in your winning. If you run as independent candidate, mana nak menang? Mati pun kalau apa, as individual candidate. So people jump, all right, and then after that, people from PN ni pun jump lagi. Okay, jump sekarang di Barisan Nasional pula. So that's why we got 3 prime ministers in during one election cycle. That's a record. It doesn't happen anywhere except Malaysia. But that's the reality. People jumping. So I think to avoid this thing, to regain the stability, there should be no jumping after you win an election. If you want to jump before election and see what happened to you. Right? I mean, if you jump probably before the election, probably you lose the election. I mean, for one candidate. Okay. So our government right now is not that stable. That is the reason. All right. Win very simple, low majority, and then people can jump. So itu masalah. Now this rule here we call simple majority. Senang aja, simple majority je. Alright, our rule is just simple majority. Simple majority. Tapi you have simple majority, right? well, simple majority. Normally, by theory lah, by theory, that textbook, the seat should be odd. So here either 2-1 or 2-3. So tak ada lah jadi macam ni. So here you have 2 more votes, 2 more seats. But 2 more seats more than the other party. But if you have odd total number, then it's a pure simple majority. You have only 1 more seat. Okay, your number of seats is only 1 more than the other. So if it is odd, katakan 2-1, then apa? 1 is 1-1-1, 1-1-0. So ada beza 1 je. So that is the pure simple, only by 1 vote. Right? But dulu, last time our country ni ada even, ada odd number, last time it was odd. But after that, even, bro. But it should be odd. All right. Anything else? Okay. So kita cakap apa tadi? Jauh menyimpang. So that's the government. Okay, our government is being formed by what? By election. Because we base our country we follow the democratic system. Okay. For democratic system, we elect or we form government once every election cycle. Normally 4 years. So that's the government. Now that's government. Okay, the government based on the members of the parliament. But there is another part of the government. Okay, the government that is formed by the election. That is a variable because it's by election cycle. Okay, you have ministers changing, MPs changing by the election cycle. But the other one, which is fixed, they are the one that do the job. Okay, they are the executive component. These are the public sector workers or employees. What do you call it? Public sector employees? Public servants. Public servants. Okay, the public workers, public workers. Okay, these are the people who do the work. They don't get changed. Right? They get salary, they work. The government can change, but these people, they are there. Of course, they go out after they retire or they pass away. But this is the fixed part. So you have government, 2 parts of the government. One is the variable, all right? The government that is formed through election cycle. The other is fixed. Macam cost lah. Okay? Total cost. You have variable cost, you have fixed cost. All right? So, okay. For government, you have the fixed component, which is the public sector employees, like, police officers, the soldiers, the people who work in the Jabatan Pendidikan. All right, these people work not based on election cycle. They work based on their employment terms. All right. Okay. So that is the government. So 2 components of the government. Okay. Anything? Any question? Anything? Any comment? All right. So this is the government. Based on what we have discussed, basically, this is what this is in the book. The concept given in the book is, mostly like what we were talking about. This organization formed in society, and that is given power by election to rule. Okay, to rule the country. That means to formulate, enforce law and order. And then what? And then provide goods and services. Subsidy tadi lah. Subsidy is a service. But there is also goods the government provide. Okay, what? Give me an example of a good the government produce or provide. subsidy, service. Kalau good, apa dia? One example of a good.
Laptop satu Malaysia.
Laptop satu Malaysia. Okay, that's a good because the government provide good. That is not what I have in mind. What I have in mind is that special type of good that is provided by the government.
Clean water.
Clean water. Okay, clean water. Clean water ni sekarang ni bukan government dah, most water is managed not by the government, it's by private company like Air Selangor, or from the state, Selangor tak ada air, beli air daripada Pahang pula tak ada air sebab sungai pun dah tak ada. Okay, so give me one good that government provide. Betul lah tadi, laptop. Right, I will come back to the laptop after. Clean water. Okay, clean water no more provided by the government. Electricity for now is not provided by the government. Okay, is there anything?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Okay, road. Okay, one example, road. So if you look at road, okay, if you look at the road and the laptop provided to the students through that program. What is the difference between laptop and the road? Road ni, the road normally provided by the government. Normally, okay. Of course, there are highways that is provided by private sector. But if you go to the smaller road, normally the government road. Now, what is the difference between the road and the laptop that was given by the government to the students?
Laptop one-off.
Laptop
Road can
one-off.
be long-term.
Laptop one-off, that means it belongs to you. Okay, road. Okay, road. What is the difference between the road and the laptop? In terms of the services, the service it provides. Laptop, okay, if it is given to you, then it's yours, even though it's from the government. It's yours. Okay, you have the right to the laptop, your own right. You cannot share with other people. On the other hand, if you look at a road, okay, if a road that is, let's say, a road from Gombak to Butong, the old road, not the new road, the old road. All right, have you been on the old road? Very nice, very nice, and between mountains. So that road is what kind of good is that? What is the difference between that road and the laptop?
Need to be maintained by government.
Need to maintain. Just the laptop is yours. Okay, so given by the government, it's yours. You have the right to the laptop. All right, but the road, is there anybody has the right to the road? Do you have a right to the road? Do the Gombak people have a right to the road, or do the Bentong people have right to the road?
No.
No, they don't. Okay, the right to the road is what? Is everybody. Everybody has the right to use the road. So that road is called public good. Okay, so the types of government provision goods, okay, mostly are what? Public good. Because public good, the market cannot provide. Do you think anybody can construct a road? Do you want to construct a road from here to Gombak? Nobody will do it. All right, the government does. Why? Because road is a public good. Okay, so the kind of good that the government provides mostly public goods. But the laptop is a private good. Okay, the laptop that is given to you is a private good. but government provide, government give, and you have the right to the laptop. You cannot somebody else don't have the property right to your laptop. All right. So what I want to focus here is more on the public good, okay, or with some public good property. Okay? That's the good and the services. And then to provide all those goods and services, they will need what? They will need to collect resources. Okay, collect resources meaning tax. Okay, taxation. So you have the income tax, you have the corporate tax, you have whatever tax. So many taxes. So that is the collection part. And distribution part, of course, through the provision of providing the goods and services, and also redistribution of income. Okay, redistribution of income. So here, redistribution of income, subsidy tadi lah, you know. So probably it will be already covered. And then to maintain political stability, okay, because we need, you know, if our system is democracy, you have to maintain it. You know, you cannot change system from socialism, democracy, or communism, democracy. Then it will be unstable. All right. So we follow democracy, we go all the way, stable. Right? And then economic stability. All right. You don't want to have recession, you know, a very bad recession, and then very high growth, and then you have very high prices. You want to have what? You want to have a more stable economy. That means you want to have the cycle is not that extreme, moderate cycle. The growth is not that much. But when you have a downturn, the downturn is not that bad. So you want stability. So that is a role of government, you know, to do that. Ya ini sama ya. Okay, that's the right to tax and to provide. Okay, so that is the government. Of course, it's not a proper definition, right? It's just a description of the government. If you want a proper definition, you go to political science. That's a more proper definition. This is for our purpose. All right. Okay. Time's up. But I just do one more thing. Now, what is public finance? Public finance is the study on the government. All right. So public finance, we focus on the economics of the public sector, the economics of the government, and the economics of the public sector workers. Okay, the variable and the fixed. So in short, it's the economics of public sector. Because you want to know what they do, okay, what the government do, and then why the government do it, and how the government do it. Okay, that is another word. What, why, how. Okay, just like the study on the economy, you know, on the behavior of the economic agents. And then you want to look at the effect of those activities on the economy. We say here economic agents. Economic agents means to the household or the consumers and to the firms. All right. So and how the activities are financed. So how the activities of the government is financed or are financed. So this is the focus of public finance. So that is the area, okay? That's the area of public finance. It's on the government. And we know, okay, government is not, it's not just like, it's not like a company, okay? Government is a special entity. And it's quite big, all right, it's quite big. And so public finance is the area of economics that study this kind of things that relate to the public sector of government. Okay, all right. So that is our introduction. So what I will do next is that I will continue with chapter number 1. What we want to do next is that if you look at the book, okay, the first chapter, they're looking at the US economy because the book is written in US. But what I'll do, I will look at the Malaysian economy. All right. So everything we follow the theory, the book. But when you look at the size of the economy and the activities of the economy of the government, we will base it on Malaysia, okay, on the Malaysian economy. So I give you some basic. So we follow the Malaysian. So like Malaysian, so revenue Malaysia, okay, and then the Malaysian federal government, GDP, and the amount of the spending, and then the operating expenditure. So in that sense, we follow Malaysia, okay? So kita follow America chapter number 1, so they use America perspective. So that is what we're going to do next. And we're going to do next is still on chapter 1. We're going to look at the Malaysian government, okay? We're going to look at the general types of activities, that means on the expenditure, and the general type of financing, that means the taxation. So that will be our next class. All right. Okay. Any question? I think. No. Good. So I will see you again Wednesday. Now Wednesday we have a class at 3.4 seminar room. So I will see you there. Nanti tengok macam mana. You know, if we can do recording. Saya tak tahu nak buat recording kat situ. Okay, I can do recording at my house. But in our class nanti nak buat recording. So kita tengok nanti. I think maybe some of you may know better because we have a few students from overseas. They are not here. So I have to. Okay, so I'll see you again. Have a nice time study. Take care of yourself. All right, COVID is still there. Make sure you already have the vaccine. All right, you have enough vaccine so that we are covered. So I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Ni dah ada link textbook lah ni. Okay, Adam, can you put in Untitled? Sebab kalau dekat sini, macam mana orang nak akses?
Okay, sir.
Sebab sini saya je boleh akses. Masa kelas on boleh lah. Kita letak dekat Untitled. Okay, nanti saya check. Saya check edition keberapa ni. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Alright.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, thanks.